Hey guys, good morning and happy hump day. So I'm coming at you with a video because there's some stuff that I want to talk to you about the surrogacy. Um, so we've come across our first snag ever in this journey, which, I mean, I'm already 34 weeks pregnant. So to be this far in the journey and just barely hit our first snag, we're doing really good because, well, keep in mind that surrogacy is not just the pregnancy. It's also like a year before the pregnancy, like 6 to 12 months before the pregnancy, of medical screening, psychological evaluation, matching with the parents, and contract. And then you go through the IVF process, and then you're pregnant, and then the pregnancy. So the fact that I came this far without a snag is pretty good, but it's actually really good. Like I've gotten really lucky so far. But we have hit our first snag, and to me, this is kind of a big deal, and you'll understand maybe why. So, as everyone knows, COVID-19 is affecting everything, especially travel, right? Well, my intended parents are from China. They are international. So, China is like the epicenter of the COVID. By now, they're already getting back to normal life. Like, their kids are in school. They're not doing like a distance learning or anything. They're already almost back to normal, but that's where it started. So unfortunately in America there's been this like new wave of anti-Chinese kind of like there's like a cloud of anti-China and anti-Chinese people like over America right now, where everyone is just kind of like biased towards them and like, oh, they're bad, you know, like we can't interact with them, we can't do anything with them, we can't be near them, even though they pretty much have eradicated the virus. And then of course all the stupid conspiracy theories that China made the virus and this and that. So it's like really affecting how the Chinese people are treated and how travel and commerce and everything else is between us and China is affected. So anyways, the whole time that I was getting ready for the surrogacy, and I was like first deciding if I want to do it and then getting ready for it with all the pre-steps, like all the stuff that I mentioned earlier. And during the pregnancy, I always knew that I would be able to handle this emotionally because, well, first of all, with my daughter, Amelia, during the pregnancy, I'm going to be honest, I didn't get attached. Like, I knew that I didn't feel like I want to hurt her or anything like that. Like, I knew I was going to protect her. I knew I was going to love her and everything else. And I did my best to take care of myself and to take care of her and everything. But I didn't get attached to her when I was pregnant with her, or even when she was born. I didn't feel the attachment. It was more like, I don't know who this person is, but I'm gonna take care of them. So anyways, so I didn't feel attached to her until I started raising her. And when I started raising her as a baby, that's when I felt the attachment grow. And so I'm just not the type of person who naturally like is like, oh, baby kicks, and oh, I feel a baby move, and oh, ultrasounds, and you know, that kind of thing. Like, the only way that I felt close to her or like connected to her was when I was like preparing for her with like baby clothes and stuff. But even then, that was more of a nesting instinct than anything. So I knew that I would be able to handle this because I didn't have to worry about feeling that attachment. And same goes for him. I'm taking care of him and everything. Like, I'm taking care of my body pretty well. I'm taking care of him, you know, doing all the doctor's appointments and eating healthy and whatnot and trying to stay somewhat active. But I don't feel that attachment, and I knew that I wanted. So that's why I felt okay going into this. Well, a big part of that was I'm going to get that moment that everyone talks about. Everybody, if you're in the surrogacy community, you know that everybody talks about that moment that the baby's born and you hand them to their parents. and or the doctor does or whatever, and you get to see them together for the first time, and like that's just kind of like a closure thing to like close off that part of the journey, and you move on either to weaning or pumping or drying up your milk, you know, like whatever the next step is, or just recovering, whatever the next step is, like getting back into life, like you're able to close that chapter and move on. Well, now it's looking like the parents are not going to be able to make it. Actually, the parents are not going to be able to make it. They're not going to be able to make it to America. So I'm sad because I don't really get that moment. And I've been kind of struggling with it a bit because that was supposed to be like the closure. You know, like this is the end of this chapter, and then this next chapter is opening, which the next chapter is going to be pumping for me. But so I feel like I don't really get that, and it's like kind of, it's disappointing, and I've been, for lack of a better word, I've been struggling with that, and yeah, it just has been really upsetting. And so basically what the plan is for the baby is, which is way different than what I had envisioned also, so this is completely changing my idea of how this was going to go, which in birth and labor you can never know how it's going to go. You can like, you know, go in with an idea, but you never know how it goes. But this wasn't about the labor, this was about after the labor, so this completely changes everything. So basically while I'm in the hospital, after I give birth to him, I'll be taking care of him until the power of attorney arrives, which the power of attorney is the person who's appointed like temporary guardianship, kind of in a way, over him, and that's going to be my caseworker. She's super sweet, and you know, I know he's in good hands. I'm not worried, but yeah, so I'm going to take care of him until she comes and gets him. Basically, she lives in LA. So until she's able to come up and get him and then bring him back. So and then once he's back there in LA, then there's gonna be a nanny. Well, there's an agency employee who's also like a nanny, and she's actually taking care of 3 babies right now. But they hire oh, excuse me, sorry, they hire nannies like to help with her because she has 3 babies right now. So it's her and then other like hired nannies, and they're taking care of the babies. And what happens is those babies with the international parents send a nanny like from their country. So in this case it'll be a Chinese nanny. It's, for some reason, it's easier for them to travel and come get the baby and then bring them back than it is for the parents. I don't know why, but so they're sending a Chinese nanny, and the Chinese nanny's gonna pick up the baby and bring him home to his parents. So definitely a lot different. I did not expect to have to take care of the baby in the hospital, which I was trying to avoid because after I had my daughter, when taking care of her in the hospital was very, very difficult. I couldn't breathe because my abdomen was so sore. I couldn't turn around in bed on my own, and I still had to lift her up and take care of her and stuff. So I guess, like, I didn't really want to do that, but that's what I have to do, especially because my hospital is a baby-friendly hospital, so they have no nursery. They only have the NICU, so I'll be taking care of him. And yeah, I really wanted to just rest and eat and like kind of focus on me. Like, since it's not my baby, I was really looking forward to the people in my life focusing on me, like my husband, even my agency worker, a caseworker, and friends and stuff. Like, I just really wanted the focus kind of to be on me and taking care of me and getting me food and sleep and everything I need to recover. Instead, of course, the focus will be on the baby. Well, at least for us, the focus will be on the baby for the parents and the agency mostly anyways. But for us, the focus will be on the baby for the first little bit. And then we say goodbye, and then, yeah. And then he's in very capable hands. Like I said, she is so sweet. I'm not worried about it. It's just, I'm not going to get that moment of the parents being with the baby, being in the hospital with the parents and the baby in another room. and it just is kind of sad. Like, I actually had a dream recently that I met the mom, because we've been talking throughout the pregnancy, not every day, but like at least once a week we talk, and she's very, very sweet. And I had a dream that I met her and I gave her a big hug, and it was great. It was great. Anyway, so I told her, this actually did give me, like, this actually helped me feel a little bit better, and I am feeling like a lot better than I was before because of this. She told me that that's very sweet, and I'm glad that you gave me a hug in your dreams, and don't worry, because we're gonna meet, or something like that, something like along those lines, like we're definitely going to meet one day, you know. So that made me feel a lot better, because I mean, maybe one day we can meet, you know. It just feels good to know that she wants to meet me as well, which, I mean, obviously, but like, that there's a possibility that we will meet one day. And I told her, like, you know, I'm sad that we won't be able to meet in person, but I'm really excited to see pictures of your family with Andrew in it, which his American name is Andrew. She let me pick his American name. So in China, it's tradition to have an American name and a Chinese name. And she let me pick his American name, so I picked Andrew. Anyway, so I was saying, like, yeah, it will be great to see, like, I told her, like, I'm sad that we're not going to be able to meet, but I'm really glad that I'm going to be able to see pictures of you guys together, because that's, like, the next best thing. And she was just very reassuring and sweet. She's been that way this whole time, very reassuring, sweet, always asking me how I'm feeling. So I'm really glad that I opened up to her a little bit about how I'm feeling, and that, like, she, like, she accepted it, and she gave me some reassurance and, like, comfort and everything else. So I'm gonna have to, like, well, actually, I've kind of been starting to accept that my closure is gonna come in a different way than I thought. My closure will be pictures, handing him off to my caseworker. You know, that's gonna be my closure. So I just have to change my views a little bit. And yeah, it's been a little hard, but it got a lot easier when I had that conversation with the mom, and you know, I'm coming to terms with it. And to be fair, I am 8.5 months pregnant, 34 weeks pregnant. I am emotional. I have been feeling it for sure for like the past 3 weeks or even month. It's been more like, I haven't been emotional this whole time. I've actually been pretty good. But this past month, I've been feeling very sensitive, like, and I don't mean like angry or on edge. I mean sensitive. Like, anything can make me feel sad, or like hurt, or, you know, like left out. Like, and I've also been feeling like, you know, very like, I want to be home where I'm safe, and just, you know, very, like, that's how I've been feeling. So of course my feelings are like a little bit more amplified right now and everything else. So yeah, I've been slowing down a lot and everything. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I feel like this is a really big part of my journey, is what's gonna happen when he's born, and the fact that it got changed so abruptly is like a big event. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And thanks for listening, thanks for hearing me out, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.